So, got a latch on here. It's keeping it down. Should work. Did go for a little drive this morning and it was quite bumpy without that being on there. So we'll see how long that works. Should be okay. But yeah, so today's probably going to be pretty simple. Don't have much planned in the interest of, again, not spending too much money and just using, not spending any money and just using what we have on hand. I think I'm going to attempt to redo the front bumper because it's a little yuck with rust, and I still have a bottle of the undercoating left that we sprayed the interior of the van with, and I think that might clean it up just enough where I'm happy with it. So let's go take a look. Okay, so I'm not sure how much. Oh yeah, there you can see that, right? So it's just a little tattered, grimy, and there's rust under here and whatnot. So if I need to, we'll pull out the grinder, which would be a lot of fun. But I think I will just start with some high grit sandpaper first to just try to smooth it out and see how it goes. So let's see if we can get this looking pretty. I'm gonna need a mask. This is gonna be so hot. It's a little silly to be covered. Okay, let's give this a try. Well, that was simple. And of course, I keep saying this, it's not pretty. It's actually pretty. Like, it's not gonna make it look brand new, but it looks pretty darn good. It covers up the rust, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. And that was simple. So now we gotta find something else to do. Okay, sorry for the state of, well, it's a garage, so whatever. This is where all my stuff is that I kept when I moved out of the apartment. And in the interest of keeping the whole theme going of just reusing what I have and not wasting money buying fresh product, I think what I'm going to do, hasn't been moved since Chris and I put it in here. Bye. So this was the entertainment stand that we had our TV on at the apartment. And this middle shelf here is 21 inches long. And I'm thinking it's going to be perfect if I mount it to the outside of the water station, and it can be a foldable table for when I'm outside the van. That's where my head's at. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get like hinges that stay up and lock, or if I'll get a hinge that folds down and then use a wire to keep it taut, or if I want it to fold up and then put like a support stick. I've seen every different way. It's really all gonna come down to how much space I have once the water station is completely installed. But yeah, let's get this out of here and see how it fits in the space. Okay, so this is kind of getting my creative juices flowing and getting me excited again. I don't know what, I'm just having some odd days. People are like, yeah, maybe it's because you're moving into a van. Shut up. No, I just have down days. I spent the last hour just kind of hanging out, listening to music, visualizing stuff in the van, and I couldn't really find any like one specific thing I wanted to move on to. I mean, maybe this is where a plan would come in handy, but what's the fun in planning everything out? Anyway, I'm not sure how well you can see this. Yeah. So I'm thinking, mount it here, right? And then it'd be able to fold up like this. And then I'll have a nice surface that I could cook outside on, or whatever. I've seen people do them on their doors as well, and that's a possibility too, I suppose. I may just do that at the back, so if I'm hanging out back there, I have that as an option, because space at the back is gonna be very limited with the way I want to orient, it's not Asian, the way I wanna put the bed in. I wanted the back area of the van to be like the garage area, but the bed that I'm planning on putting in there is just not gonna allow for it. So I guess I do have a little bit of a plan. There's a bed going in, and it's a specific bed, but that's for a later date. So anyways, yeah, I'm thinking here will be the best, because then the sink's right here. I could have, I could use this part of the table to prep, and I could cook here. I don't have to worry about using the the vent, which doesn't exist yet. This is all just like spitballing stuff, but I think that'll work out quite well. Like I said, it's gonna be a matter of figuring out how to mount it. I really need to finish the water station first. That's slow going, but I don't know. And this might be completely irrelevant because by the time you see this video, I will most likely have made a decision, but maybe not. It's not gonna come across on the camera too well, but I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want everything, I knew I didn't want everything to be the gray that the trim has been. Can you see any in this shot? Tiniest bit, like right there. Move the pink pencil forward. Yeah, it's too dark, but anyways, you know the gray. And I was like, well, what goes with gray? Anything goes with gray. And I really like orange, obviously. The Tacoma was orange, it was Inferno. So when I was at Lowe's, I picked up some samples. I definitely don't want to go, I know I made the joke about going neon orange, and I said, well, I'm not gonna go neon orange. But here's some burnt-ish orange colors. I've never been a swatch guy. I've never mulled over what color counters and fixtures and cabinets should be. That's probably because I've never been a homeowner. And now that I have the van, I kind of am a homeowner, so maybe this stuff matters. I don't know what to do. And I mean, it's not like anything's permanent. You can always paint over, but I also don't want to waste money on paint that I hate. I guess we can sample it too, go back and, you know what's funny is I'm in the store and I'm picking these off the wall and what is this? Valspar, yeah. I don't know if she worked at Lowe's or if she was a Valspar rep or a combination of the two, but she had Valspar on her shirt. And I had to ask her, I'm like, this might be a silly question, but I can just take these, right? That shows you how much experience I have with like choosing paint and stuff, so. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, the whole point is what's going to get painted, not this. This I'm actually going to do in a vinyl, well, I guess wrap, but it's just that adhesive vinyl stuff. It's going to be like faux marble. It's quite nice. Hopefully we'll get that soon. I didn't want to use like real marble, obviously, because that's insanely heavy and expensive, I'm sure. Again, never purchased marble countertops. So it's just something I found on Amazon. It's super cheap, just stick on, and I think it'll go nice with the dark gray walls. It's a little more on the white side, but it still has that gray crack like marble does. Whatever I choose, let's say fire orange, it'll be more what's gonna be on the front here, right? I'm seeing that now. Yikes, I don't know. What about russet red? It's so hard to tell. Now it just looks brown on the camera. But this will be the door, the side here, and then like the kitchen area, and then probably the hanging cabinets that I inevitably want to put in. I don't know what to do. Decisions. Mike was like, go with olive green. And I do like green, but I'm not a big fan of the color olive green. But as an example of most anything goes with gray. So decisions. Lots going on with nothing planned. Okay, so apparently this is just turning into an idea video, which is fine because, you know, it's good to have inspiration. So there is the rest of that TV stand, right? So the middle piece is up here for the flip out drawer. Maybe that might change. But now I've got that there. It's propped up on that little spacer that I put in on the trim on the edge. And I've just got this here holding it up for now. I had it flat on the floor, which was fine. And I could easily mount it to the studs and the base trim that I put in. But then I kind of lose, it comes this way a bit more. Not by much, we're talking like 3/4 of an inch, but in this van, every inch counts, right? Every centimeter counts, every millimeter counts. Let's just keep going. Nanometer. Anyway, so it's up there and I'm thinking cook station, right? So this would be my flat. It's a little low, but that's okay because the roof's slowly encroaching and coming lower anyway. And my thought right now is to build it out, not just use it like this, but like over here on this side, I'd attach a wall piece here and maybe put another piece in the middle. So I've got 2 cubbies here for stuff. And in the middle, if I decide to use the shelf as the flip out table, build 2 drawers in here, get 2 sets of drawer slides, and then build drawers to pull out to keep canned goods and whatnot in maybe. And then the stove up here. And then, well, I mean, now we're getting carried away. Like these are other plans that I want, and I'm having cupboards up here would be perfect. So that's that. I'm thinking that might work well because now I don't have to build it from scratch, and that entire piece of furniture has been reused. But, okay, wait, before we go out there. Up here is still not covered, right? This piece of the van body that runs the length of the entire, we're going to call it the living space. And it's got the fiberglass insulation stuffed in it. My first thought was, well, what I'm going to do, it's like 11 feet, right? First thing is I'm going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and I'm going to get 2x4s, paint them, and then just slap them up there and then put lights underneath. And that's not too bad, right? I'll probably already have the paint. And 2x4s at that length, they vary depending on which store you go to, orange or blue. It's usually between $12 and $15 per 12-foot board. So I just have to get 2 of them and hack it off. But that's, when you think about it right there, okay, that could potentially be another $30. This is pretty cool. Because again, everything I've still got left. This is just an IKEA bookcase. I think I've mentioned it once, maybe twice before. It's never going to fit in the van as a bookcase. What the hell do I need a bookcase for? I don't read. This is 9.5 inches this way, and it's just under 6 feet tall that way. If I cut this in half, I will have, on both sides, I have more than enough to run trim and cover that up. That's pretty intriguing. That's not for today. There's, I got a lot going on and nothing going on at the same time. So, yeah. And another thing, I don't think I'd want to keep it black. I think I'd want to paint it white. I think white might be the way to go up there. But anyways, that's my thought for that. Oh my God, what other ideas can we come up with? Just a quick aside. It looks pretty good. I don't think it's completely dry yet, but it's definitely drying faster than it did inside because it's out in the sun. Yeah, look at that. And look at that. Look at that difference. Maybe I should have just sprayed that. I mean, we can always do that. And I'm glad I did this as a nice test to see how this would cure up, because the van actually came with it, with the rocker guard spray already, but it's quite old and faded. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do it again, and I wanted to make sure I knew how it was gonna look. I'm okay with that. So I'd have to do that all the way around again. Which again, another project. Not a bad idea. I mean, the problem is water can get under there and cause rust, which is happening on what exists here. Grind it down, spray it down. Looks good. I mean, eventually I'll probably get a brand new bumper anyway, but yeah, that was simple. And we're not, wasting the stuff that we bought. Okay, last little bit of ideas for this, considering that's what this video turned out to be. I've got 4 drawers, obviously, right? One here, one there. I think the black ones, yeah, they're up here. One back there, one over here. They're the drawers from the dressers that became the water station. But these front parts are quite nice and thick. What if I flip them upside down and use them as the cupboard drawers? Right, because I've still got that MDF board left over from, I don't even know what I read, the wheel well boxes for the base of the shelf, and then some of this leftover hardwood that was a subfloor to make dividers. And I'm thinking back across from the bed, at least a 3-drawer system. I think that's got a lot of potential. And that's most likely what I will pursue. Anyway, I've been thinking about that for a while. Like, I've always known that I wanted drawers, but in terms of doing the drawers, cupboards, but in terms of the fronts that actually open, I was like, what the heck should I use? I've got that left over. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, this day turned out not so bad. I got a fair bit done today, even though it doesn't seem like I did in this video, that's fine. They don't all need to be build videos or maintenance videos. Sometimes you just have days where you just do stuff. And I think the key thing is to just keep yourself busy. Everybody knows that. Everybody gets bored when you're not doing things. But especially when it comes to battling this negativity and stuff, like, I'm not saying I'm battling it, but I'm just being positive, right? Just having a better outlook on life instead of just being lazy and being down in the dumps and being negative. Just keep on it, because I can already tell inside me, for myself, obviously inside me is for myself, this isn't gonna get better just overnight. I'm in a bit of a funk right now, but as long as I can keep focused and get a little bit done every day, that'll be enough to push me forward right to the end. So cool. I'm glad this turned into an idea video. It's not so bad. I'm happy with it. So until the next one, guys, just be happy, be creative, be yourselves, and most importantly, just be positive. I'll see you guys in the next one.